Hey friends, in this video we're going to be talking about some DXracer chairs, the Racing series and then the King series. And if you want to see more of my stuff, go ahead and check out my channel. I've got lots of videos talking about computers, networking, all sorts of things. But if you want to see more of my upcoming videos, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. But let's go ahead and dive into this so that I can help you make a better informed choice on if you want to run with the smaller Racing series or the bigger King series. Alright, so here we've got two different DXracer chairs. We've got the King series right here, and then we've got this slightly smaller but smaller Racing series. I wanted to create a video talking about these two different chairs because I was recently on the fence on which one I wanted to choose, and because I've had this one for quite a while, I've really liked it, but there was a couple things about this that I was like, well, maybe I should get a slightly bigger one. So I reached out to DXracer and they said maybe I should try this one on for size, but they have a really expensive return policy, so it's really not worth shipping it back and switching it out for the one that I actually like. Alright, so first things first, just sitting in this chair, my arms sit on the sides just nice, these slide back and forth, go up and down, and then these even tilt. These move side to side, so you can make it a little bit wider, a little bit more narrow when you're sitting inside of it. And I don't know quite how well you can tell. It's more of a feel than a visual thing, but as you can tell, as I'm trying to show you, the bolsters right here are very much, holding me, and it kind of fits like a glove. It just grabs onto me, and I really like it. Feels good with how I've got the pillow positioned. This is how I like to rest my head on it. I don't really like it that high. I feel like it pushes my head out too far. But the reason I don't have this on it, sliding up and down, because with how short the seat is, I feel like when this is sitting right here, it's actually pushing me off the chair, so I'm sitting more like right here, and I really don't like how that feels. Plus, with how much this holds onto me, I really don't feel like I need this much, and it's really thick. So it provides too much cushion for my lumbar, or whatever this pillow is for. So the disadvantages of this chair is it's kind of smaller, so you can't really use the lumbar pillow. So if you like to have a pillow behind the small of your back, I haven't found it comfortable. You might, but I don't. Because it pushes me off the chair, so I really don't like it. The advantages of it are, because it is smaller, it holds on to you like a glove. You feel really sturdy when you sit inside of it. It is kind of a harder chair, but I consider that an advantage. It allows me to sit in it for longer because I don't get tired just being squished down into something really, really plush. I know that's comfortable for a little bit, but for a long time, I like it a little bit harder, so it gives me support rather than just me sinking into it. So like I was saying previously, I reached out to DXracer because, if you look at their site, I'll have a link to the site and the sizing chart in the description below, but it talks about your weight and your size, and I'm 6 foot exactly, and I weigh about 230 pounds. So I'm right at the top of how the Racing series should actually fit, or the kind of chair that you should get if you're my body size. I'm kind of in between the King and this series. I was a little bit concerned about kind of how snug this chair is. It's not uncomfortable by any means, but I thought, maybe a little bit, slightly bigger chair would be better, and the next size up is the King series. I reached out to DXracer, told them my predicament, and they're like, well, it sounds like you probably should use the King if you're finding the Racing series a little bit too small. So, like, all right, well, I'll get it. So I got it. With all that being said, I really like the Racing series. So now we're going to move over to the King series. Ta-da! Alright, so the first thing I want to point out is if you look at my other chair, it looks like it's a dirty white, like it's aged over time, and yes, it's kind of gotten a little darker over time, but that chair was never this white when I ordered it. It was supposed to be, but it wasn't. It was clean, but it just never was this bright white that's on this particular chair. So moving on, same thing. This has a much deeper chair on it. So here, I can actually use the lumbar pillow and not really feel like I'm getting pushed off, but just like the other one, I really don't like how thick this pillow is. If it was maybe half this size, I'd really use it. And I can't get inside of it to you know, pull stuff out because it's just a thick foam block. So, toss that aside. I have this set, or I have both my chairs set to the lowest settings. This one, I'm kind of hanging off the end of the chair a little bit. My feet are barely touching the ground. I like to sit a little bit lower personally because I like my knees to be up a little bit and not down. So if that's something that you like, you definitely want the shorter and smaller racing series, but if you don't, you should be all right. If I pick this chair all the way up, my feet are actually not touching the ground. I have to bend them down to touch the ground, so there is that. This has the same features that the racing series had, so this moves side to side, back to forth, up and down, sideways, etc. And then I can lean all the way back. Oh yeah. So moving on to just how comfortable it is. I don't care for how big this chair is. I don't know if that's because I got used to how the other one just kind of grabs me and holds on to me and makes me feel good and warm inside. But this one with it being bigger, I can't really feel the bolsters on the side. Like they're almost an arm width between me and the bolster when I'm touching the other ones. So I don't really feel those. They're not there. It is a very big chair. It's really easy to sit in. I can move around in it, whereas I can't move around inside the racing chair. Once I sit in it, that's how I'm sitting in it. I mean, I can adjust myself up and down, but there's no sideways or really leaning to the side a little bit. I'm sitting forward, and that's how I'm sitting. The King series doesn't look like it's a whole lot bigger than the racing series, but sitting in it, it feels way, 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 way bigger. So the cons for me with the King series chair is it's big. It's not so big that I'm swimming in it, but it's definitely not as snug as the racing series is. I really like that. I like being held. I like not really moving around in my chair. I mean, sometimes that's a little irritating, but if I had to go back and do it again, I'd definitely choose the racing series because I like a smaller chair. But once again, I'm 6 feet tall, 230 pounds, so I'm not the biggest guy, but I'm definitely not the smallest guy. So if you're around my size, get the racing series. If you're a bit bigger than I am, probably definitely want to look at the King series. I hope this video has been helpful. I definitely wish I had had some kind of size comparison between the two chairs when I was ordering my King. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you found it helpful, please smash that like button down below, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Hello?